man is expected to be like a zombie, a robot, doing anything and everything, and suppressing his emotion and feelings. Yeah, that's what society wants. Society doesn't want you to express your feelings. Yeah, society wants you to be a certain way, and if you don't conform, and if you don't abide by their rules and um, set standard, then they are going to label you as unmanly. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about the different ways narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughters. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So we know narcissistic fathers are all about I, me, myself. They have bred for return, and they will do anything and everything in their capacity to get what they want out of their children. Yeah, they will not hesitate in manipulating, gaslighting, and doing anything and everything, yeah, to keep their daughters on hook. In the past, I have made a video on the different ways narcissistic mothers emasculate their son. So this video is going to be all about the different ways narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughters. And you guys know who these narcissistic parents are. They are selfish, self-centered, they lack empathy, they have inability to express gratitude or remorse, they are entitled individuals, and it's all about I, me, myself. That's it. You can go to hell. They'll do the bare minimum for you and they'll expect huge return. Children are like short-term investment with lifelong return. Yeah, so narcissistic fathers are big time into masculinizing their daughters, and they do this uh, basically to harvest supply. They really don't care what their action or behavior is causing or affecting the daughter. They really don't care about that. All what they want is return. They want return anyhow. Yeah, no matter what it takes, they will do anything and everything to get what they want out of their daughters. So the first way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by encouraging aggressive behavior. Narcissistic fathers will be promoting or rewarding aggressive or competitive behavior of their daughter while discouraging traditionally feminine traits like empathy or nurturing. So if the daughter is a little nurturing in nature, if the daughter is displaying traditional feminine traits, all of that will be discouraged, and the father is going to tell the daughter, stop being so girly, oh come on, you can do much better, you don't have to be like all those other girls, you don't have to be like your other sister, come on, you can do much more, you are like a boy to me, you are my son, you are more than a son to me. Yeah, so these are the ways how they manipulate and gaslight their daughters. Yeah, they are going to reward the daughter's aggressive behavior. They are going to reward the daughter's competitive behavior. Yeah, if the daughter is aggressive, if the daughter is very competitive, they are going to reward all those behavior. And what this does is that it makes the child feel that this is the right way, I'm being rewarded, I'm being loved. Yeah, so let me follow on this path, let me do what I'm doing because I'm being rewarded, I'm being seen and heard, and my father is appreciating. Yeah, and I'm getting all his attention, I mean love, validation. We know all of it is crumbs, but when we are with them, we see those crumbs as love, validation, yeah, all of their attention, affection. So we misunderstand things when we are with them. Only when we are out of their clutches, we are able to see who they truly are. So yes, narcissistic fathers are big time into encouraging aggressive behaviors and discouraging traditionally feminine traits in their daughter. If the daughter is a little homely, or if the daughter is a little girly, she likes girly stuff, narcissistic fathers are going to shame them. Narcissistic fathers are going to discourage them. Oh, come on, you really don't have to get into all these cooking thing and all that crap. Let your mother do it, let your sister do it. You are like a son to me. Come on, let's go out, let's do this. Yeah, because the father wants a source of supply, a supply source that gives him anything and everything that he wants. Yeah, narcissistic parents have this, agenda and narrative, yeah, that they want return out of their children. It can be anything, whether it is financial gain, emotional supply. I mean, it can be anything. So, they really don't hesitate if they are, masculinizing their daughter or if they are emasculating their son. In the end, they want what they want, yeah, and they will do, whatever it takes to get that out of their children. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by discouraging femininity. So narcissistic fathers are going to criticize and belittle interests and behaviors considered, traditionally feminine, such as, liking dolls, wearing dresses, lovely frocks, participating in activities perceived as girly. Yeah. So they will discourage, the daughter, from playing with dolls or doing all those girly stuff, wearing, dresses, and becoming a fairy and doing all sorts of girly stuff. Narcissistic fathers are going to discourage the girl because they don't want their children, I mean narcissistic parents don't want their children to develop in a natural healthy way. They stunt their kids growth. The first priority is the supply, their supply, what they want out of the child. Yeah, even if they are ruining the child's adulthood, or if they are ruining the child's mindset, or if they are ruining the child's confidence, or overall evolution and growth, that hardly matters to them. All what matters is what they want out of the child. So narcissistic fathers are going to criticize and belittle all the girly stuff that the daughter does. Yeah, because he wants something out of the daughter, and if the daughter is busy doing all those girly stuff, he won't be getting that attention. He won't be getting the kind of supply that he has in his mind. Yeah, so he will be into aggressively discouraging all those feminine traits, all those feminine things, girly things that the girl engages in. Oh, come on, you shouldn't be playing with dolls. Come on, there are better things to do. Let's go out, let's play golf. Come on, there are better things. Let's play video game. Yeah, so narcissistic fathers are not going to let their girls grow up in a normal, natural way. Instead, they will masculinize the girl because they want to, a punch bag. They want an emotional toilet. They want a slave. Yeah, they don't want a child who grows up to be a healthy individual and does things his or her own way. They don't want that. Narcissistic parents don't want that. They bred you for a purpose and reason, and if the girl child is of interest to the narcissistic father, he is going to masculinize the daughter in a lot of ways. Yeah, he will be raising her solely to serve him and not anyone else. He will not raise the girl to have her own family, or have a lover and be a daughter. He will raise that girl in a way that solely serves him, even if that means to disconnect that girl from growing up to be a healthy girl, disconnect the girl from all those girly stuff that she needs to learn and grow and imbibe. Yeah, narcissistic fathers will not hesitate in dissociating their girls from all those aspects. Yeah, because they want the girl for themselves. They don't want the girl to do her chore and her stuff and grow up to be a girly girl. Yeah, they want a masculine girl who is very disinterested from other things and who is just interested to be with the father, to serve the father, to play along with the father. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by imposing gender roles. So, expecting or forcing daughters to take on roles and responsibilities typically associated with males, such as heavy physical labor or involvement in sports, regardless of their interests and abilities. So, if the daughter likes some feminine stuff, some girly stuff, she is discouraged, she is forced into masculine things, yeah, the boy stuff. Yeah, she is forced into heavy physical labor. She is forced into sports. Whatever she likes, she's not allowed to do. She's only allowed to do what the father wants her to do. Yeah, and the father wants her to grow up to be a masculine woman and not a feminine woman, a woman who is very disconnected from her feminine side. Yeah, because if she is connected to her feminine side, she would seek a man. Yeah, she would seek a man who would nurture her, care for her, and love her. Yeah, and if she walks down that path, the narcissistic father is going to lose a supply source. Yeah, and narcissistic parents don't want that. So the best way is to masculinize the daughter, to emasculate the son, and then we can have them on hook for long. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by emotional suppression. So narcissistic fathers teach their daughters to suppress emotion, and particularly those which are considered weak and vulnerable. Normally we get to see these things happening with boys, that you are not supposed to cry, otherwise people will perceive you as a weakling, weak one, and vulnerable one. So always be rough and tough and all of those BS. I mean, everyone needs to express. Yeah, you should not suppress people's emotion. But when it comes to these narcissistic fathers, they actually do the same thing with their daughter. Oh, come on, you shouldn't cry. People will see you as a weak girl, weak daughter. Don't do that. You are stronger than the rest of your siblings. Oh, you are more like my son. Come on, don't cry. Get up. Let's go ahead and do this. Come on. You just cannot cry and express your vulnerabilities, or you cannot cry expressing fear. Yeah, so you need to toughen up. Yeah, you need to be tougher than the rest of your sibling. You need to be tougher than your mother. You need to be tougher than your brother, your other sister. You need to be my tough son. You are like my son. So narcissistic fathers are going to systematically and meticulously suppress the daughter's emotion. She is not allowed to express emotions related to weakness, vulnerability, or emotions related to fear. She has to suppress all of those emotions, and she has to pretend to be a tough girl. Yeah, a girl who is not in touch with her girly side. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by using male nicknames. So narcissistic fathers will give their daughters nicknames or terms of endearment that are traditionally male. Yeah, reinforcing a sense of masculine identity. Oh, come on son, let's go. Hey dude, you need to get ready. Come on boy, you need to get ready. That's how narcissistic fathers are going to treat the girl. They don't want the girl to be a girl. They want the girl to be a half boy and half girl. Yeah, I mean, like, biologically she's a girl, but he's raising the girl as a boy. In society, a lot of nonsensical things I get to hear, where parents are raising their daughters as sons. I mean, that's absolutely BS. Let the daughters be daughters, and it's okay to make her strong, independent. It's okay to widen her horizon of thought, thinking, and other things. But you really don't have to masculinize your daughter. Raise your daughter as daughters, raise your sons as sons, and don't change. Yeah, don't stunt their growth. Let them decide what they want once they are adult, but you raise them the way they are. Raise them as boys and girls. Yeah, don't change things. You're messing their growth, you're messing their evolvement. But do these narcissistic parents care? The answer is no. So narcissistic parents will use male nicknames. Yeah, and they will address their daughters as sons, and they will flaunt in front of the others. Yeah, so that the daughter also feels good. I am like a son to my father. I'm like a boy. Yeah, my father sees me as his son, and he doesn't see the other siblings the same way. Yeah, he treats me like a boy. I'm the dearest one. But this poor daughter doesn't know that the father is a selfish man. He is doing everything to harvest the supply that he wants out of that child. That's all. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by, comparative masculinity. So narcissistic fathers are big time into comparing their daughters, favorably to males, particularly in contexts where traditional masculine traits are valued. Yeah, such as strength, assertiveness, or competitiveness. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are big time into, comparing their daughter with other males. Yeah, and it's okay if you have to compare her with a girl of her age group, if you want to, motivate her and encourage her to do better. But these narcissistic, fathers are going to compare their daughter with males. Yeah, you are no less than, his son. You are better than, his son. Do you know his son has done so much? And, subtly, subconsciously, these narcissistic fathers are trying to pass across the message that, your competition is not, any daughter or any girl. Your competition is that boy. Your competition is that person's son. So you need to be like him, yeah, and not like his daughter. You don't need to be like a girl. You need to, compete with that man. Let men be men and girls be girls, and let them decide what they want. Yeah, once they grow up to be adult. Why you, getting into all this, comparative masculinity and all that BS? But do these narcissistic parents care? The answer is no. They really don't care about the damage they are causing to their children. And this is because of lack of empathy. They bred you for return and they will harvest it anyhow. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by emotional manipulation. So narcissistic fathers are big time into using guilt and shame to manipulate daughters into conforming to a masculine ideal, making them feel inadequate if they display any kind of traditional feminine traits. Yeah, so narcissistic fathers are going to use guilt and shame. You have got no idea, what I went through, what I have done, and look, this is what I get in return. Is this all that you can do for me? Look at their son, look at their brother, look at their, some male figure or the other. Narcissistic fathers are going to shame their girls, for displaying girly traits. Oh, come on, stop crying like a girl. You are like a son to me. You shouldn't be so weak and vulnerable. It's a bad world out there. You need to toughen up. Yeah, so narcissistic fathers are equally manipulative. I mean, just like the narcissistic mothers, narcissistic fathers also, take help of, guilt and shame to control and manipulate and exploit and abuse, their daughters. The other way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by modeling a certain behavior. So narcissistic fathers are big time into demonstrating and expecting their daughters to, mirror hyper masculine behaviors, such as being stoic or aggressive or unemotional. Yeah, so they will model a kind of behavior and then they will educate their daughter, yeah, that you need to, be like me. Come on, you need to toughen up. Have you ever seen me crying? So why are you crying? Have you ever seen me, being afraid of anything? Have you ever seen me showing any kind of vulnerability and weakness? No. So you also don't need to. Yeah, she's a girl. Let the girl be a girl. Let her express her girly things. Why are you masculinizing the daughter? For selfish interest, for selfish need, yeah, for supply. And the last way narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter is by criticizing male traits in others. So narcissistic fathers are big time into criticizing men who display, traits that are socially considered, weak or unmanly. If the man expresses his vulnerabilities, or if the man, cries, or if the man is scared to do something, all of it is, seen as, weak and unmanly trait. I mean, in toxic dysfunctional society, these things are seen as bad stuff, unmanly stuff. A man is not expected to be afraid of anything. A man is, not expected to, fear anything. A man is not expected to, show his weakness and vulnerabilities. A man is not expected to cry. Yeah, a man is expected to be like a zombie, a robot, doing anything and everything, and suppressing his emotion and feelings. Yeah, that's what society wants. Society doesn't want you to express your feelings. Yeah, society wants you to be a certain way, and if you don't conform and if you don't, abide by their rules and um, set standard, then they are going to label you as unmanly. Yeah, we get to hear a lot of these things. So narcissistic fathers are going to criticize those men, yeah, who are crying, who are expressing their weakness, vulnerabilities, who are afraid of things. They are going to criticize, those men. And this is basically to, encourage the daughter to avoid these traits. Yeah, this is basically to put this, thing inside the daughter's head, that you also need to stop crying, you also need to, stop, expressing your vulnerabilities, or be scared of things, or express fear. You need to be toughened up, you need to be like my son. Yeah, you need to be even more tough than me. Yeah, so the entire idea is basically to masculinize the daughter, so that she is disconnected from her feminine side. She is not, appealing to other, men. I mean, like, in terms of husband or boyfriend, she's not appealing, because she is not in touch with her feminine side. Masculinize her to such an extent that she takes up the role and responsibility, of a son, and she does things for you, and that's it. She keeps playing along, and that's it. When you're dead and gone, I mean, who cares? Let her suffer, let her experience misery, and let her be lonely, and let her, face whatever, is out there. But their work is done. I mean, narcissistic parents' work is done, so that's it. So yes, these were a couple of ways, with the help of which narcissistic fathers masculinize their daughter. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.